So we'll get started. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. Okay, I want to make sure I can hear you. Check in with your body. How do you feel? Are there any areas that have stuck energy in them, or an area that has particular injury, or you just feel maybe some pain, knee, shoulder issue, whatever it is, heart issue? Check in. Let's just see what your body would like to promote today in a way of healing. A deep breath in and then relax. Check in with your hips. Check in with your belly. Check in with your ribs, your heart, your shoulders, your neck. Now take the hands, arms wide in a V shape to the floor. We'll plug in with pointer fingers. So peace fingers plugging in to the earth. This is Earth Mudra. Breathe in, breathe out. Soak in that richness, the solidarity of the earth, the commitment of grounding and feeling supported. And bring the arms overhead and inhale to the sky, exhale, again back down to the earth, plug in. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale and plug in. We're in a new moon phase. The moon is waxing as of just hours ago. I think we just plugged into a new moon completely today. Let's drop the right hand to the floor and then take the left arm up and over as you flex through the spine. Get really open here. Take a couple of deep breaths. And in fact, let's inhale. Take the chest slightly towards the sky. And as you exhale, rotate through the waist and bring the hand down to the floor. Just repeat that. Inhale and exhale. So we're getting side flexion and a little rotation through the spine. Take it slowly if there's any stuck spots, and just only go to as far as it's comfortable. I'm not trying to get anywhere. We're actually just enjoying the journey. Like, you know, stop, smell the roses, that kind of a journey. Inhale, bring it back to center. And then let's take it over in the other direction. Let's see how this feels. A new moon, to me, elicits the newness of the potential we have in our ideas. Exhale, round, inhale. It's like planting a seed of thought, of ingenuity, and then away we watch it grow as we nurture it. We nourish it through action. So imagine what seeds you're planting, what goal you're setting, and then what action would nourish and nurture that seed to push through the earth and have this strength to manifest. Let's bring it back to center. Extend side to side, just with the shift in the ribs. Reaching to the right, reaching to the left. With a deep inhale and exhale. And bring the arms overhead and release the fingers. And press the palms to the sky. Full length through each side body, and you can even shimmy a little bit here. Activate the decompression state of the spine as you anchor in the sit bones, and then you just really kind of extend upward to the sky. It also gives your wrist a little love. And bring the hands back down to your knees. Inhale, dive forward with a breath through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth in a wave-like action. Inhale, exhale. And continue that ocean movement through the spine, undulation. Inhale, pulling forward, lifting the heart, and exhale, rocking back, tucking the tailbone. At the same time, you're exhaling through a straw. One more. Then we're going to speed that up slightly. Inhaling the hands forward, exhale, press away like you're stopping very forcefully. So it's inhale through the nose, exhale through a straw, and then we'll pick up the pace. 12 of these. Last 3, 4. Two more. Release. Bring the hands together and release the fingers again. Extend up to the sky. Take a full breath in and hold the breath at the top. And squeeze from the pelvic floor all the way up to the navel. Press that energy up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. And then exhale, release. And bring your hands to your heart center. We'll repeat that one more time. So it's this you're gathering energy towards you and then moving out, any expelling what you no longer is purposeful for you. So 12 of these. Two more. Hold the exhale, interlace the fingers, draw the palms towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold the breath in, Mula Bandha, which is a pelvic floor lift, heart lift. Send that energy from the pelvic floor like an elevator all the way up through the navel, through the spine, out the crown of the head. And then exhale, release it, and bring your hands to your heart center. And well done. Let's take that legs out in front of you. So I'll just sit sideways, shift the feet side to side, shake the legs out, rotate through the ankle, and give your feet a lot of flexion and extension, point and flex. As you rotate, take it the other way. This is all good. Like, let's celebrate movement, celebrate life, celebrate how you are feeling right in this moment. Good, bad, healthy, sad, whatever it is. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not just endured. So we'll cross the ankles and plant the hands, coming onto hands and knees. So we'll take the feet back, hands forward. And on the hands and knees, just extend the chest forward on an inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and press the hips back to the heels. Inhale, come forward again. Nice open lift through the heart. Exhale, tuck round the tailbone right here through the low back. Push the hips towards the heels. And then again, inhale, coming forward. We'll do that twice more. Exhale, taking it back. Inhale, forward. Promoting big extension and flexion in the spine. Exhale, back. Inhale, come forward, and let's take the right arm, extend it upward, and then we'll thread the arm through your left arm and leg, and roll the shoulder to the ground. So we're in Ardha Balasana, or Parsvarita Balasana, this twisting child's pose. not pushing into the neck, but actually pushing into the side of the head. Your neck and shoulder receives a nice opening movement. One more breath. We can get right into the upper back and can get unstuck in that area. If you've been on the computer like I have all day, that area tends to get a little stuck. Let's come back to a lift, hands and knees, and go to the other side. The left arm stretching open in a nice twist and then threading through. As you come down, you lower gently all the way to the side. And it's on the shoulder. The fingers, tips are on the ground. I'm going to draw the head of the arm bone back into the shoulder socket. So the twist happens in the upper torso. The whole rotation, chest to the sky. I'm going to bring my right arm all the way around and to the inner thigh. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Just enjoy that full extension. An opening in the neck and shoulder area. Let's unwind slowly and gently. Come back to center. Up onto your fingertips. Here, and then we'll take a downward facing dog. So the first one of the day, take the feet wide and bring the knees just a little bit off the floor. So let's do bent. And we're gonna push the hands into the earth and the hips move back. So a little pounce action. Bending the knees, pushing the hips back, and then extend the legs so you're in that high plank position. Just do that a couple of times. You feel more empowerment in the spring of the legs, more empowerment in the strength of your arms, the sturdiness, creating two pillars that hold the torso upright. And that's building this inner confidence, inner strength. You got this life, this thing, this journey we're on. Then press your heels to the mat, taking a full downward facing dog with a wide stance. So the legs are still wide. It's going to help open up the hamstrings in a more gentle way. The shoulders stretching and opening. You're taking the head of the arm bone, lifting up, melting the heart towards the floor, and then engage Mula Bandha. Pull up through the low belly. We're not sinking in the low back at all. If you have this issue of rounding the low back, bend your knees a little bit so you do get a little tip upward of the sit bones. If you can maintain that, bring the heels to the floor and straighten the legs. Beautiful job. Little step. The feet up to your hands. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, drop in and down. So take that forward fold. Then inhale all the way to standing. Bring the arms up and around, palm together, hands to heart center. Facing forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Crescent to the right. Half moon shape. In honor of the crescenting moon that's waxing strong right now. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Nice. Inhale back to center. Really strong through the side body. One more time. Up and over to the right. If you're feeling anything in your low back, let's pull up through the pelvic floor. So you protect the low back. Hug the inner thighs. Press down through the feet. It's a whole cooperative effort. It's not just stretching a side body or leaning over. We're actually extending up and over. It requires a lot from the rest of the body. Come up and exhale. Let's go to the other side. Again, hold. Big bright opening through the heart and chest. Big smile on the face. One of my favorite mantras. Inhale, I calm my body. Exhaling, I smile. Make a big smile. I'm in this present moment. This is a beautiful moment. Let's bring the arms wide. Take the hands to the hips and your feet slightly wider than hip distance. We'll shift side to side. Get the hips to open a little bit. And then rotate forward, side, side, forward, side, side. One more time. And then reverse it. Going in the opposite direction. Can we possibly take that outside? All the way around. Go ahead and bend the knees and just lift the hips side to side so we get some movement in the hips. Straighten the legs, bend the knees, out, feet facing out, knees over the second and third toe. Take the arms in a cactus position. This is goddess pose. Inhaling here, open through the heart and chest. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Two more. Last one. Take a deeper bow. Cross the arms in front. And then we'll take the arms overhead and then a circle around again, crossing in front at the base, the opposite arm forward. Overhead. And as you cross, we'll just make a swoosh sound. Inhale, open. So it's a shh, like you're shushing somebody. Shh. Or you're saying or whispering the word shoo. 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 Two more. Shoo. Shoo. Last two more. Shoo. Awesome. And hold here. Hands to the knees. We're purposefully burning out the thighs right here. Drop one shoulder in. And then bring it back to center. Drop the other opposite shoulder in. And bring it back to center. And then straighten the legs, squeezing inner thighs, lifting up through pelvic floor. Arms overhead in a high V position. You turn the feet parallel. And then take your right foot and face it to the side wall. Bend the knee and come into a warrior two. Warrior two here. Reverse the warrior. Anchoring your left hand to the thigh. Reaching the right arm up and over. Come back through a warrior two. Side angle. Inhale, lift back up to warrior two, reversing the warrior. This time a little hold. So the front knee is bent, we're reaching back. We're gonna straighten the front leg, open through the waistline, both legs super strong. Inhale back. Exhale, bend the front knee. So you're pulling the heel back, staying steady in the upper body. So nothing's moving the upper body. Usually we move the upper body, we're gonna stay steady. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend. So we're mobilizing this base, this foundation, but keeping a strong connection into the mat with all four corners of the feet. Both feet. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Bring it back into warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And then shift into Trikonasana. So we bring right hand to the shin, left arm comes straight up to the sky. Opening through the heart and chest. Inhale here. Exhale. We're going to take palm to palm. So left hand to right palm. And then inhale, open. Right hand stays on the shin. Exhale, left hand to right palm. Inhale, open, stay steady and strong in the front leg. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, last time, closing. Lift the arm, celebrate out movement back into warrior two. And then straighten the front leg, turn all 10 toes to the front of the mat, and we'll turn the left leg out. Coming into the second side, warrior two. Looking out straight over the left fingertips. Take a breath in. Steady and strong through your foundation. So you're building on this mechanism, this foundation that you're feeling. Feet strong and sturdy. Building inner strength and resolve. You can push through the earth that's covering up your dream, like push, taking right action on manifesting, blossoming into your goal and dream, whatever that is for you. Let's take this into reverse warrior. Right hand comes down to the right leg and left arm reaches up and over. And we'll come back through warrior two, take a side angle, arm to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. With breath, with fluidness, paying attention to how your body is reacting to each of the movements. Transition back into reverse warrior. And we'll hold the strength of the reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg. So this actually becomes a reverse trikonasana. Then we come back into the bent front knee. Just hold steady through the upper torso, nothing moving or wavering. Straighten the front leg. Pull the heel back. Bring the shin forward. That's a bent front knee. Straighten the leg by pushing the floor away. One more time to a bent knee. Come through warrior two. Straighten the leg again. And then shift the hips and take it into a trikonasana. Right hand to the sky. Inhale, open the palm. Exhale, rotate through the waist. Strong front leg. So this is power. This is where we have to really conceptualize how we are holding on to this posture, not hanging out in the joint, but really powerfully pushing the floor away, using the feet, using the quad, using the calf. Exhale, palm to palm. Inhale, open. Yes, this is like 4 breaths, 4 or 5 breaths. Very strong and steady. One more time, coming up. Exhale, palm to palm. Bend the front knee, the shin comes forward, and rotate the arms into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. So well done. And turn all 10 toes now facing forward. Inhale the arms wide. Exhale, take it straight down. Hands to the ankle. Let's actually bring the hands to the floor here for a moment. Inhale with a lift through the heart and chest. Exhale, bend the knees. So we keep the heart and chest lifted. We're bending the knees. So we get a flat back. So from the side, I go to the side here. I'm really looking for like a football stance, if you were gonna hike the football. And then we'll lift the hips as we push the floor away with the feet and lower the torso. So the head comes more towards the earth, the hips more up to the sky. So this lever or seesaw principle, bending the knees, the head comes up, the hips go down. We're back in that tabletop. Exhale, head goes down, hips lift up as you straighten the legs. In, let's do that twice more. Inhale, getting the flat back, and then exhale, the seesaw principle, the head goes down, hips up. One more time, inhale, and exhale, all the way forward, and hold here. So you can bring the head to the floor, elbows to the floor, any degree that works for you, the legs straight. So if the head's not touching, and you're right here, legs straight, keep moving in that direction, keep holding strong and firm and steady. And that forward fold. One more breath. Awesome job. And then come back up. On an inhale, exhale, turn the feet outward. I'm going to face you again. And bend your right knee, right elbow to the knee. Skandasana. We're going to flip the left toes up towards the sky. So they're pointing upward. The heel is pressing into the earth. We've got both heels on the ground. So the weight is back. And, you know, this is going to feel like you're going to fall backwards. And I have to have a lot of power, and this leg is working to keep me upright. And we're going to go to the second side. Elbow on the thigh, and keep it a little bit higher if your legs are more fatigued. Right, then we learn that lift of the toe, the digging in of the heel. We're really stretching the inner groin here. And this is prep for arm balancing that we'll do tomorrow. We may do one of them tonight, yeah, just one. A Bakasana or a Kakasana. Let's shift to the other side again. And in this manner, inhale, center, exhale, shift, bending the knee, inhale, center, exhale to the other side. And if you'd like to bring the hands off the ground and do this, that's an option or opportunity to do so. And exhale over, inhale, center, exhale. Draw the hands to your left foot, turn to face the front of the mat, so your left leg's forward, and then we'll step all the way back into downward facing dog. Finally, bringing the legs together. That should feel so happy. Much happiness going on there. Extend the right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Just hold here. Rotate through the ankle. Feel some power. Coming up onto the ball of the left foot, and then lowering the heel. Right leg's extended. Try to hold the toe right where it's at, and then press your left heel back down so you get a wider stance through the legs, a scissor. Inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, lower, power. Right leg steps all the way through, coming forward now into a crescent lunge, hands to the thigh. Leaning forward out over the front thigh. Pull in with the belly. You can't see this, I've got quite a drapey shirt today. I'll tuck the back in here so you can see a little better. You're going to pull the ribs in, upright yourself, and then bring the arms overhead. We'll take this forward, again with that shoo. So the arms come forward, and then we'll lift overhead here. Opposite arm forward. So again, the legs remain sturdy and strong. The arms are doing the movement. Two more. Last one. Hold the arms overhead. Here, press your back heel to the floor. Full warrior one position. Right hand to the waist. And then crescent up and over. So we've got a long opening from pinky finger all the way out to your pinky toe. Maybe more of a stretch than you bargained for, but let's do it anyway. And then we'll bring, without touching the floor with your right hand, just sweep it around. Left hand comes to the floor, and we'll just rotate. So we're coming into a rotated low lunge, the right arm extending forward, right hip extending back, and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen here. Let your hips lower, a little more, increasing the stretch through the groin that keep the back thigh active. Exhale, both hands to the floor. You did it. Step all the way back. Yeah. And then come into a high plank. Knees to the floor. Lower down, chatturanga. So the elbows hug in. We lower the chest towards the floor. Pause here. And then release into low cobra. Inhale here. Exhale, release, forehead to the floor. Reverse the push-up and take it into a downward facing dog once again. This time the left leg elevates. I'm going to pause, rotate through the ankle. both directions. And then let's keep the left leg steady. Come up onto the ball of your right foot if you haven't yet already. Okay, just check it out. Where's your left toe? Find an invisible button and keep it on that button, and then press your right heel back down. Okay, that's gonna widen. Give you more stretch there. Inhale, come up onto the ball of the foot. Exhale, lower the heel. Once again, stretching the leg even further. And one more time, inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, lower the heel down towards the floor. It may or may not touch. Just get a little space there. And then drop the leg all the way through to a low lunge. Crescent lunge, hands to the side. And we're right back where we started. Now on the second side. So the arms will come overhead. We're lifting up through the back ribs to stay out of the low back. And then each time we come around, remember to come to this position where we're slowly supporting the low back. So we'll come forward. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. With a we're saying, we're whispering shoo. Twice more. Keep your balance. Arms overhead and hold. Press your back heel to the floor. This takes us right into a warrior one. Separate train tracks with the feet. Don't get too narrow here, or it'll be impossible for your hip to rotate forward. So the left hand comes to the waist. Now we just tilt it up and over in a crescent moon. Big opener for the hip flexor. And then we're going to take that hip flexor and open it even more in a low lunge. So we bring the right hand to the floor and open to the left side. Left arm coming up and forward, bicep to the ear. Stretch your right heel back, elongate through the spine. Full power from the inside out. Heart extending out through the fingers and the hips from the hip and the waist pressing out through the heel. Just feel your own inner strength pulsing through the body. Breathing in, breathing out. With each inhale and exhale, you get stronger and stronger. Bring the left hand to the floor. Step it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heart comes forward. High plank position. Knees or no knees, lower down, chatturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Or a low cobra. And exhale, back into downward facing dog. We're going to bring the knees to the floor here. And sit back on the heels for a moment with the toes turned under. Shake the wrists out. And we'll do a little opening for the front, for the wrist and forearm to stretch, so to speak, so that we can go into our arm balance without putting the wrist at risk. Okay, we want to really pay attention to how we're playing that out. So come forward, toes, pat those toes out. Yeah, screaming toe, that really activates the sole of the foot. I like it. So we're hands and knees. We're going to flip the right hand. So just turn it so that the fingers face your knee. And bend the elbow just slightly and lean back. Keep a vigilant pressure in the fingertips. Don't relax the fingers. They're your stopper. They're the point of resistance where they say, hey, this is good. It's cool. We're getting a nice opener. You don't need to go any further. This is excellent. And then we're going to bring the shoulder forward so there's not so much pressure. Bend the elbow and release the stretch. Shake the hand out. You're doing that not on a daily basis, but maybe three times a week. You can open the wrist if you have carpal tunnel. This is an excellent way to reduce the risk of carpal tunnel. So we'll come to that second side. Big claw fingers into the mat. Flip your left fingers around. So the base of the hand is pressing into the floor at the pinky side of the palm, the thumb side, all the knuckles, and all the pads of the fingers. So it's important that we have that connection. As you take it back, just really nice opener there. And I'm getting some stretch as I practice this. I didn't used to be able to go past 90 with my shoulder, so definitely seeing some improvement as I practice this. We're going to take the weight off, bend the elbow, peel the hand back, shake the hand out. Okay. Then we're going to come to the floor and flip on your back, so we give our wrists a little break, open and close here. And we're going to do a chaturanga, but from laying on our back. So this might be the easiest chaturanga you've ever done, or it might not be. But we'll see what we want to activate when we truly flip it over and then do a real chaturanga. So you're going to first elongate the spine, hook the thumbs, take the arms overhead, and stretch the feet forward. So the heels are actively pressing forward, the toes up to the sky. Lift the kneecap, press the thigh down into the floor. And the calf and the heel as well. Press the heel into the mat and pull back, arms overhead. Take a full breath in. Okay, so now we've got that activity in the legs. Bring the arms so they're pointing up to the sky. Flex the hands so your palms would be flush with the ceiling if it were lower. Okay, like we're pushing the ceiling away. Your arm bone can come out of the arm socket. This is towards the ceiling. Or we can press that outer deltoid or posterior shoulder and into the floor and plug the shoulder blades on the back. That's where I want you to go. So try bringing the shoulder blades on the back, arm bones broad and wide. You should feel a little lightness in the chest, so a lift. The chin is neutral, not tucked, but neutral in line with the forehead. Slight lift here, and the curvature in the neck is neutral. Okay, now we're in a plank, but we're on our back. As we chaturanga, the elbows bend and they go straight down towards the floor, not out here. We don't turn the hands, they're still parallel to each other. Bend the elbow and bring the elbows into the floor and press. Open the shoulders more, and then engage the belly. So low back towards the floor. It's not going to touch, but it's towards the floor. This is the chaturanga. You're going to press back up, keep the shoulders intact, don't let them lift off the ground. Bend again, elbows come into the waist. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga down. One more time, inhale. Legs strong, belly plugged into the earth, and lower back. And straighten the arms. And then release the wrist and shake it out. Roll to your side. And we'll practice that now instead of in theory, in real life doing a chaturanga. Sound good? Let's take a downward facing dog. So the key here is that the heart and shoulders are the same pace. The heart's not sunk. We're not letting the shoulders come out of the arm bone, out of the shoulder socket. We're actually plugging the shoulder blades on the back, like you were against the mat, flush to the floor. So come into that high plank. Now, in order to bend the elbows, we have to propel ourselves forward. So your toes are going to give you a little push. forward, bend the elbows, and then lower down, keeping the shoulders broad. Don't sink the elbows. Keep the pads of the fingers strong, and then push back up. Downward facing dog. And from the knees, so if that's a lot of, a little bit too much of a lot, then bring the knees to the floor. So we'll come back into the plank. The knees lower, the abs stay lifted, the hips stay elevated. We still propel the head forward, the chest, the torso as you bend the elbows and come down 1, 2, or 3 inches, and then press back up. Press the hips back to the heels. Let's try that twice more. So pull the hands back, bring the chest and heart forward. Keep that trajectory going forward as you bend the elbows and you're on the knees or off, whichever you prefer. Press back up and all the way back. Hips to heels. Inhale, come forward. This is the last one. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press back up. Pads of the fingers pushing the mat away into a child's pose. Inhale, come forward. I said it was the last full one. We're going to lower all the way actually down to the earth. You come onto your belly. And the hands next to the chest will lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Lift the hands and take the hands behind the base of the spine. Stacking palm on palm. Then raise the legs. Inhale and exhale here. Elbows lift away from the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back. Or interlace the fingers and hold 2. 1 more full breath. Heels lift. Really extend. Use your inner thighs. 1 and exhale. Release to forehead to the floor. Relax the arms. Shake the hips. Okay, good. Let's come back up on hands and knees. Take a downward facing dog, and we'll go into it now in arm balance. So take your feet wide as your mat. You're going to walk the hands back towards your feet with the fingertips on the ground, a slight bend in the knee. Shift the weight back into the heels and really open and lengthen the torso. Melt the heart. Take a couple of stabilizing breaths. Reduce the tension anywhere you feel it. Neck, shoulders. And then come back with the hips even. Turn your heels in, toes out. And then bend the knees so your hips come down into Malasana. Now, if your heels like to raise up, just double your mat. Or bring something higher to elevate the heels so they can be placed on the ground. This will be a lot easier if you do that. Plant the hands, lift the hips, square the feet so they're parallel. Inhale, lift the heart, and then exhale, drop in and down. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lift the heart. Heels come in, toes turn out. Exhale, bend the knees and drop the hip. So come back into Malasana. Nice deep opening for the hip. Now we're going to repeat that. So the hands come down. We turn the heels so they're parallel to each other. Open up the heart and chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open up the chest so it's just a half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, heels in, knees directly over the toes. And one final time, inhale, lift the hips, push the floor away. Heart open, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, heart open, flat back, exhale, Malasana. Come all the way back, and you can see my arms are really leaning forward so that I can put the weight back in my heels and counter the heaviness of my backside, right? And counterweight or counter lever by leaning forward. Bring the hands to heart, elbows into the knees, knees into the elbows, and press wide. Then we're going to bring the hands so that they're open in a chaturanga position. So the elbows are bent, knees are up onto the arm, back of the arm. And we'll tip this, so instead of upright, we'll be face down, the hands, palms to the earth, lift the heels, and come into Bakasana. So you're gonna shift forward, I'll show this from the side, lifting the heels, shift forward, bring the weight into the back of the arm, and then push the pads of the fingers into the floor, push the floor away, elbows up into the knee back down into the elbow or tricep. I'm actually above the elbow. And then you can lift a toe. You don't have to lift the other toe, but if it wants to lift, then go ahead and lift it using your abs, using that intensity of the internal breakthrough strength that you have to hold this for 5 breaths, wherever it's at. So keep your toes on the ground, one toe off the ground, the other toe off the ground, wherever you're at, holding 5 breaths. That's already 3. Shoulders broad, strong belly, core. 2, and one last breath. And bring the feet to the floor, back into our Malasana, hands to the heart center. Really nicely done. Bring the hands around and shift the legs forward. Come to seated position on your mat, and we'll shake that up. So it's an opportunity to test our inner awareness and appropriateness for how much expenditure the whole body is giving effort to that posture. It's a cooperative effort. It's not the arms, it's not the wrists, it's not the abs, it's not the legs, it's not the back of the arm. It's actually a cooperative effort. Whole body is enlisted here. Shake out the wrist. And then bring your knees in. So we're going to make a teepee here with the knees. Take the hands underneath the knees. Inhale, lift the spine. Again, we're coming to that decompressed state. Extension through the spine, which your spine will love you if you're doing that skillfully every time. Then we're going to lean forward and bring not the chest to the thigh, but the hip, right? The anterior hip into the thigh, and then the ribs into the thigh, and then the belly, and then the chest. Okay, so we have a sandwich here, no space. Bring the hands out over the toes. If you can't reach, bend your knees more. Now step on the right gas pedal. And release it, ease up here, left gas pedal. Our car has 2 gas pedals. Ease up. Let's bring the right foot again forward, getting that full stretch through the shoulder and left side. Back to center. Now scoot the hips back. If you can keep the hip and rib, maintain that 0 space. 0 space. Step on the gas pedal again. So some friends are going to be quite comfortable with the knees more bent because your hamstrings are already powerfully being stretched. And some friends are not going to feel any stretch at all in the hamstring. Okay, so if you're one of those that's not feeling that stretch, then shift the hips back, keep the chest to the thigh, and go as straight as you would like to go with the legs, keeping the chest still on the thigh, and then press the foot forward. Try to maintain 0 space here. Release the gas pedal on the right side, left foot. Press the gas pedal forward. And release the gas pedal. Keep that forward fold in mind. Elbows to the mat, hands on the feet. Ankles, straighten the legs as much as possible. Inhale and exhale, let's go a little deeper. Hold. 3, let's actually hold 5 breaths here. Let's take this a little more inward, a little deeper. If you have a block, actually we can do here, you can rest your forehead on the block at any height. You can also use the block around the feet. 2 more breaths. Go in. Hold that sensation. Deep lower back release. Possibly. You might be too tight in the hamstring to feel it in your low back. The option or the object that we're moving towards is feeling wherever that might be. And we'll walk it back up the center. Awesome. Lay all the way back onto your back. Just keep a block handy if you've got one. All the way onto the back. And I'll take the elbows to the mat and bring the hips up into bridge. Taking the shoulder blades underneath you. Once again, the chin even with the forehead. Elbows into the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs, lift the hips a little higher by pressing the feet into the floor. Squeeze and hug inner thighs, magnet towards each other. Hold 3, 2, 1 more breath. If you've got a block, place it underneath the sacrum and then lower the sacrum to the block. If you haven't got a block, that's okay. Bring the knees in and extend to the sky. So this is supported shoulder stand. It's truly supported if I'm on the block. If you do not have a block, okay, and shoulder stand is safe for your neck. If it's not, please don't do it. And please watch without moving your head. So keep the gaze straight up to the ceiling. You bend the knees and then you're going to lift right into the hands, bringing the hips over the chest or over, the knees over the chest. Okay, if you want full shoulder stand, hands come behind the waist and extend up to the sky. And then again, hold. Maybe not a full 10 breaths today. I'd like to hold it longer, but we're at the end of class. Any variation on shoulder stand that feels right to you. Full breath in, full breath out. Just feel the cooling down part of class, the cooling energy, that moon energy that's coming forth from our shoulder stand. And the knees, if you're in a full shoulder stand, and gently bring the hips back down to the block, feet to the floor. With the hips on the block, press the elbows into the floor and lift the chest. So we really bring the heart upward. We create a nice curve in the cervical spine. And then if you'd like to go a little further, you can lift the heart all the way up. Without a block, the hips will be down, the legs will be straight, and the elbows will be in the mat, hands underneath the hip. So this is fish. Any variation. 1 more breath. Tuck the chin slowly back down. Full. Released spine, bend the knees. Drop the knees over to your left. Easy spinal twist. And bring it back to center. Take it over to your right. And then back to center. And extend the heels to the corner pocket of your mat. Relax with the arms open. Let a smile spread across your face, like if you really enjoyed the movement and the postures and the energy of the practice. Let it show. Don't hold back. the joyfulness the journey can bring, even in the ups and downs, the sadness, the frustration. Like, it's all here for our well-being, for us to enjoy, to live fully and completely embraced. Release and relax more deeply and more fully into the elixir fullness of Shavasana, the posture of restfulness, meditation, surrendering. And just tune into how your body is pulsing, what you feel in your heart, your gut, your mind. And what you notice about those ailments or those places and parts of you that were maybe needing more tenderness today. Are the healing energy activated? Everything you need is already inside you. It reminds me of the Winnie the Pooh quote where Christopher Robin says to Pooh Bear, "You're smarter than you think, you're stronger than you know, let's see, and I have to look this up. The strength you seek is not outside yourself, it's from within. Strength to hold emotion, integrity, empathy, compassion, showing sorrow when there is sadness, showing joy when there is joyfulness, showing compassion when another is in need. These are all strengthening attributes, strengthening the heart connection to the mind. We need the softness to balance out the harshness. Just as we need the cold to feel the heat and warmth, we need the light to shine in the dark. We need the dark to appreciate the light. Take a deep breath in. Fully immerse yourself with the exhale into the extremities of the body, moving the fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles. Bring the knees to the chest, roll to one side in fetal position. Pause here to give yourself an acknowledgement. I am deeply grateful for, and fill in the blank. The inner knowing and wisdom this practice has brought forth. I am deeply grateful for my legs and feet that move me and take me where I want to go. I'm deeply grateful for. I'm going to give yourself that sincere acknowledgement, then come to a seated position on your mat. The sincerity we have with ourselves brings clarity and sincerity with others. Our sincere compliments fall short of the mark if we can't give them to ourselves. To really be empathetic, kind, and consciously aware of the thoughts circulating in the mind to oneself. So they can promote the help, that you promote the help from the inside out. And hands to heart center. I thoroughly enjoyed being with you tonight here. Thank you for your beauty, your practice, and the journey that you took on together. Namaste. Thank you, our live Facebook friends. Leave a comment, please. And we'll